continue working with our classes that we created previously. So in the last lesson, we created a start class that has a public static void main that we know all Java applications have to have to kick things off with. From there, we print out some text, and then we call another class called practice and look for a method called do this. So that practice class, still in the same package, has a public static void do this method that prints out in this do this, and I run that, and there we go, got here, and in this do this. So let's go ahead and continue advancing this one. So I'm going to make another method here. We're going to call it public static void, and we're going to do that. Again, nothing for open and closing parentheses, just our braces there. This time we're going to system.out.println, and we're going to say, what is your name? And you can probably guess where this is going if you watch the previous videos. We're going to want them to type something in. So we're going to create a variable called name. And it's going to be a string data type, so we can put some stuff inside of it. And we're going to ask them, use the scan object to get the next line, which is going to create all kinds of problems for us because it has no idea what scan is. So here it says we got a whole bunch of options: create local variable, create field scan, parameters, all that kind of fun stuff. If I scroll down here, I don't think any of them are exactly what we want to do. So we're going to go ahead and let that go. But I do need to create at the top of the class, so outside both of these methods. So that's method one, or this is method one. This is method two. So I'm going to be outside those, but I'm still going to be in the class. I'm going to create a scanner called scan, new scanner, system.in with a semicolon there. And I have to do an import. If you remember last time we did this, we had an import. So I'm going to hover over one of these scanner words, and I'm going to look for import scanner Java util, which cleans up all of my errors. So now I've got this one down that piece. So I've got my import Java util scanner, which has that piece going on to that one. I've now created this variable called scan. And this scan now is everything works fine. Okay, and the last piece I want to do is I want to system out. Whoops, make sure I go down one line here. System.out.println, and let's say name equals. And remember we could use that plus to add in various pieces of it. So I can have string, and then I can use my name like that. So I'm going to ask them what their name is. I'm going to allow them to type it in using my scan object, system in. I'm going to grab the next line they type in. I'm going to store that in the variable called name. And then I'm going to print out the text name equals and whatever they typed in. So I can go ahead and run that piece of it. But there's one more thing I need to do. I created this method, but nowhere do I actually use this method. In this method, for to do this, I actually ran it right there. I specifically said, okay, I'm ready to run the do this method. So if we're ready to do that, we're going to go ahead and use the practice, and we're going to run the do that. And actually, look at that. Eclipse is already even telling us, hey, I got this method that you can call if you want to. We're going to let Eclipse populate that piece of it. So now what I have is I've got a printout got here. Then I'm going to call the method do this. And then I'm going to call the method do that. Both of those are in the practice class. They're in a separate class, and they are over here, practice, and then do this and do that. If I run it, I got here, I went into do this, and I'm going to ask what the name is. I'm going to type in Rob, and name equals Rob. So I ran this method, went back to start completed that one, and then it ran the next method. Boom, came down here, asked for my name. It required the user to type in their name, which means I need a scanner, which is a system in, and to have that to work, I need to have the import for the scanner utility. and then I can print everything out. When it printed everything out, it goes back to start. I've completed my main method, and everything's good. Okay, our programs are getting a little more complicated. We've got one more thing to show here, and then we'll go on to we'll do that in the next video. So thank you very much.